everyone. How's it going?
Hello, hello.
Well, it's been another week of wrestling. And it's just been another week in general.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the show. What you grubbing on there, man?
Peanut butter and apples.
Well, that's a good snack. You tried peanut butter and dates?
I don't like dates.
Have you tried peanut butter and dates?
No.
Okay. Try that and get back to me.
We'll see.
Dates are really good for you, man. Really, really good for you.
What are dates?
I mean, they're a fruit. They're kind of like really big raisins. Yeah, good for weight loss. Good for immune system, brain health, energy, all kinds of different things.
I've tasted dates before. They just weren't my cup of tea.
Yeah. I mean, by themselves, not so much. But yeah, man, you throw a little bit of peanut butter on there, and you're working with something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show. It's the Babyface Breakdown. I'm Bush Dingo, the luchador.
I'm hungry. Big Bubba Brogdon.
Hungry. Big Bubba the Big Bubba Brogdon. Just attach hungry to your name from now on.
Yeah. Well, how's your week been?
It's been all right.
Get to watch enough wrestling?
Nope, never get to watch enough. But I did watch some. My end of things, watching AEW this week was pretty lackluster, man. Pretty underwhelming. Even the match that I was looking forward to the most, the Timothy Thatcher Bryan Danielson match, really didn't do a whole lot for me, man. Wasn't bad per se, but wasn't what I expected.
I don't think they went full force what they could have got.
No, it didn't seem to be. I mean, it was mostly just advancing that storyline with MJF and Daniel Bryan and a little bit of Takeshita in there. I do think the Bryan Danielson Bandito match was much better.
I do too.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to catch that match?
I did.
Yeah. That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man, their styles mixed well.
Yeah. Well, again, I brought it up before. So, we'll just jump right into Dynamite and the match that we were just talking about. Thatcher versus Danielson. You had MJF come out and try to interfere when the ref was down. And Takeshita came out and made the save for Danielson. So, I asked before, like, where's the Combat Club? And somebody, one of the announcers on commentary, even mentioned, the Combat Club at some point. So it seems like they're still together, still a thing, but I'm not really understanding why Takeshita is the one coming out to make the save for Danielson every week. Moxley was there. He was on the show. He opened the show in a match against Adam Page. So, I'm not really sure why the Combat Club guys are not watching Danielson's back.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, just seems odd. But yeah, the ref got knocked down. Takeshita came out and prevented MJF from interfering, ran him off to the back. The cameras, followed him backstage. They threw down a little bit in the backstage area, and then Tony Khan made a match for next week, MJF versus Takeshita.
For a championship eliminator.
Yeah. So that was that, man. Not really, my big takeaway was just kind of wondering where the Combat Club was.
John and I were talking about that too yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe they're silently disbanding, but even then they need to bring up a better reason to just Regal leaving than.
Yeah, like I said, I noticed one of the guys on commentary mentioned the Combat Club, and it didn't seem like he was talking about it in past tense. So yeah, I don't know what to think about that, man. Like I said, the match was kind of underwhelming. There was another match on the show, Takeshita versus Brian Cage. That one was okay. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than the Danielson match.
I don't think Brian Cage should lose to Takeshita.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I mean, I know it does seem like AEW's trying to push Takeshita, and they're behind him. But yeah, that was really my only real complaint with the match was that Cage lost. I wouldn't have went that way. I think I caught a little moment where Cage kind of did a little reference to Canyon. He pulled off a series of moves, and then I believe I caught him yell, "Who's better than Cage?" Which, Chris Canyon is the guy that trained him, and that used to be Canyon's thing. He would say, "Who's better than Canyon?" So that was pretty cool. Throwing that out there.
Yeah. I feel like they're just going to give Brian Cage just some last few matches, throw him out there to the not even care section because his contract's almost up.
Well, I mean, if that were the case, he's a trios or Ring of Honor. Need the Ring of Honor trios champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of an odd move if you don't really have any plans for the guy or the faction, or you're just gonna let him ride out his contract and go somewhere else. So
I was going to say, if they lose the tag team titles before the contract expires or right after it expires, I mean, it's pretty obvious where he would want to go after that.
I mean, I'm pretty shocked that Cage hasn't ended up in WWE anyway. I would think that WWE would be
the opportunity. He's had the opportunity a long time ago, but he didn't take it.
I mean, was that around the time that he went to AEW? Did they?
No, that was around the time where FCW was a thing.
Okay.
It was like before NXT.
Okay. Huh. So I guess that would have been, prior to Lucha Underground or around that time?
That would have been way prior. That would have been, if he went to FCW, he'd be on the main roster right now with Roman and getting big pushes with Seth and all of them.
I mean, even still, it's pretty surprising that WWE hasn't snatched him up, between then and now. Especially after, his Lucha Underground run.
Yeah, we harped so much on Lucha Underground. I talked to John the other day, and I mentioned Lucha Underground so much. He's like, I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, if you're listening out there, buddy, I've told you multiple times. You got to get on Lucha Underground. I don't know what you're waiting on.
Go watch on YouTube. It's not on Netflix anymore. Go watch on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to be fair, it's not going anywhere. It's done and over. But it really is. I mean, just my absolute favorite wrestling. Loved Lucha Underground. But yeah, Brian Cage, also one of my favorites in Lucha Underground. That's how I discovered Brian Cage.
Same.
And yeah, to be the size that he is with the build that he is, and to be, you know, as agile. Yeah, fast, agile. Man, yeah, that guy's something else, and it's baffling that AEW doesn't treat him better.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where I feel like should have been, like, I know they teased him as world champion with Jon Moxley, and they had this whole feud. He should have been world champion at one point, or even TNT champion.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you know, we gotta focus on pushing Darby Allin and Jungle Boy. You know,
I don't even know why they have the TNT championship right now on these guys that have already been champion.
Well, I mean, you know, they this week Samoa Joe won the title back from Darby Allin, which I think was a good call, but with just the past few weeks, what's gone down there, I mean, Samoa Joe just lost the championship to Darby Allin a few weeks back, so I don't really understand why they flip-flop like that. I would have just kept it on Samoa Joe, you know, especially considering we're right back to where we started.
Yeah,
yeah. None of that booking has really made any sense. Yeah, the Samoa Joe Darby Allin match was actually pretty decent. Again, you know, if anybody wants to get in on the Darby Allin Deadpool, taking bets on when Darby Allin is going to either die or become crippled in the ring. Dude's gonna have a short career. Yeah, it was a pretty brutal match, man. One of the better, you know, matches of the week from AEW.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, Samoa Joe wins the title back from Darby Allin, and then Wardlow's music hits. Wardlow comes out to the ring. Samoa Joe runs off. Security comes out and tries to hold Wardlow back, and Wardlow just, you know, decimates the security. Boring, man. It's boring mainly because that's really been all that they've done with Wardlow since he left, you know, MJF's side.
Yeah.
It's and you know, I keep waiting for like some wrestling company to actually hire, you know, some security that are worth a darn. You know, it's like I don't know. The security guys are always like half the size of the wrestlers and get tossed around. I know that's the point, but you know.
Yeah. After a while, it's like, come on.
Yeah, like why even bother? You know. But yeah, I believe that closed out Dynamite. I think that's how Dynamite ended.
Yeah, with the TNT Championship match.
Yeah, and Wardlow, you know, going through security. The first Wardlow Samoa Joe match wasn't bad, so I mean, I guess we can run that back and have another.
We'll finally get a one-on-one.
Yeah, have another encounter there. But again, I think Wardlow's another guy that they've really dropped the ball with.
Yeah. I also think they haven't really done much with Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I mean, they got a couple titles on him.
Yeah, they got titles on him, and they've made him out to be this big menace, but I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, you know, at times they make him out to be a big menace, and then it was like just a few weeks, you know, back he was running from Darby Allin. Yeah.
He's not like The Undertaker. He's like mini Kane. Come on.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. It's like Samoa Joe running from the manager of Hot Topic. You know, it's like I don't know. I don't really get that.
Hey, I'd run from a manager of Hot Topic if it looked like Darby Allin.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't find him to be too intimidating. He's tough, you know. He can take a beating, but dude's pretty small. He's I guess just big enough, you know, not to be a midget wrestler or a little people.
He's a very skinny man.
Yeah. Yep.
He's a very frail man that's going to get himself hurt.
Yep. I think I saw an interview this past week, maybe earlier in the week too, where he was talking about like he from what I saw, he seems to know that his career is going to be short, and I think he wants to transition to something else. I don't know if it's Hollywood or, you know, being a stuntman or something like that. But
I can see him being a stuntman for sure.
Yeah. I mean that's essentially what he is now. You know, he's not much of a wrestler. I can't really think of any Darby Allin matches where I've watched and said, "Oh man, look at the the technical wrestling ability of this guy." You know, he is essentially a stuntman at this point.
Yeah.
But you know, if what I read was, you know, accurate and my understanding was accurate, it seems like he's kind of banking on having a short career in the ring and moving on to something else, which is probably wise because, you know, like I said, he's doing the things that he does. He's not going to have longevity, and could end up, you know, in pretty bad shape. So, you know, it only takes one tiny mistake, one miscue, one slip, you know, and you can injure yourself pretty good. So
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. See if I can.
We just basically got Dynamite out of the way.
Pretty much. I mean, that's seems to be all the stuff that, you know, really jumps out at me. Adam Page and Jon Moxley opened the show. I didn't care for it. I like Moxley. I wouldn't say I'm a huge, you know, Moxley fan, but I like Moxley. And of course, you know, we anybody who's watched the show before knows that I am absolutely not an Adam Page fan. So yeah, that match didn't really do much for me, man. Didn't really care much about it. Yeah, the Acclaimed had a little match with some jobbers.
Looks like maybe Daddy Ass is going to go back to being just the Gun's dad.
I mean, you know, the Daddy Ass stuff, we've talked about that before too, is really ran its course with me. It was fun while it lasted, you know, but all good things must come to an end. So I'm not opposed to it, man. They had the Acclaimed wrestle some jobbers. Once that was over, the Ass Boys came out and challenged them for the titles. So see how that goes.
Yeah. I mean, the Guns are basically one of the only tag teams left other than Top Flight or some others.
Yeah, you got Private Party, Top Flight, Butcher and the Blade.
Why haven't they put the titles on Butcher and Blade yet?
I don't know, man. I think a lot of AEW's booking really baffles me. They do a few things really well, but the majority of their booking decisions are pretty bad in my opinion. Because that's another Butcher and the Blade, man. They could have been pretty dope, but they've just been roped into these like factions that don't really fit them or make any sense. They haven't really been treated like a threat, and both of those guys are pretty big, especially the Butcher, man. He's huge.
I was gonna say Butcher and Blade is a part of was it Rush's gang and Andrade's.
Yeah, which that's been a little problematic as well because Andrade's still sitting out, right?
Yeah, because of the whole Sammy Guevara thing.
Yeah. So he's not around, which I think kind of hurts that faction with him being the leader of it.
You know what he's doing? He's traveling with his wife.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've seen him at some things with her.
I was gonna say, yesterday I went to the Columbus event and got to see Charlotte before the match, and she was signing autographs. Someone asked about El Idolo, Andrade. He said, "Yeah, he's at the hotel right now."
Yeah.
So he's really more supporting her than doing his own thing. So.
No, I mean that's seems to be all he can do at the moment. I mean he's got that conflict with Sammy / AEW. So I don't know really what the terms. I don't know if he's suspended. I don't know if there's like a set amount of time that he's got to sit out. I don't know if they're talking, negotiating. I don't really know what's going on there.
I think he's writing out his contract.
Yeah. But I don't know that things would necessarily be better for him going back to WWE. I think a lot of people seem to be finding that the grass is not always greener. A lot of these WWE guys who've left and jumped ship over to AEW, people like Rusev and Miro, Andrade, some of these guys seem to be, regretting their move to AEW.
I think Matt Hardy too.
Yeah. I don't really know, much about that situation or what his opinion, on WWE was with his last run. I know, Matt is pretty loyal to his brother, and so I think the Jeff Hardy stuff at the time probably influenced his decision, to leave. But yeah, I think Jeff Hardy's still going through rehab, so. But yeah, and on the topic of Charlotte too, like I read earlier this week that she's apparently trying to transition to Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah, and I watched. It was like a promo thing. She did the promo for Vengeance Day or whatever the NXT event was this past week.
Vengeance Day.
Yeah. She did really well with that. Like I was, working on some other things and I just had the TV on, and it was on YouTube, and the promo video for Vengeance Day came on, and it was, I just noticed it was a female talking and kind of giving you the rundown, catching you up on, the upcoming matches, what the build up to them was. And like midway through, I looked up and saw that it was Charlotte, and was pretty surprised at how well she was doing in that kind of presenter role. So yeah, and then it was like a day or two later, I read about her wanting to transition to Hollywood and kind of do what John Cena and The Rock and some of the male superstars have been able to achieve. So again, I don't know how true it is, but more power to her if that's the case.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. You have some superstars that go to WWE that from WWE or just wrestlers in general that go to Hollywood and make it, and then some that just go and fail.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't think of any big fails.
Punk.
CM Punk, did he do the Hollywood thing?
He tried to make a movie.
Yeah, I must have missed that.
It's a horror movie. It bombed.
Okay. Well,
they even get a theatrical release. It was straight to DVD.
That's rough. I mean, outside of the WWE produces their own movies. They did that series, I think, that John Cena started, and then I think the Miz took it over. I'm drawing a blank on what it's called right now, but
Marine.
The Marine.
Yeah, Marine movies.
Yeah. I know Dolph Ziggler has been in some WWE productions, but setting those aside, and looking at the, I guess, the wrestlers who were able to do some Hollywood, I can't really think of many who I would call a straight up failure. Chris Jericho's done some movies, has some stuff coming out. The obvious, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Cena, The Rock, Batista. Of course, those guys have all, far exceeded expectations and done great for themselves. But I can't really think of any that have straight up transitioned to Hollywood, and just failed miserably. I think even Diamond Dallas Page has been in some stuff.
Yeah, because there is that WCW movie as well.
Are you talking Ready to Rumble?
Yeah.
Great movie, man. I love it.
Yeah.
That's an old
finger, baby.
I will rule you. Yeah, that's a classic, man. I love that movie.
Hey, Diamond Dallas Page allergy.
And the greatest WCW champion of all time, David Arquette.
Let's not even get started.
Okay, and he's the great one. None better.
Yeah, let's not talk about David Arquette's WCW championship run.
Oh, that's good times, man. Don't hate. Money.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I do have someone that failed as an actor. Edge.
I don't know. He was in that TV show that did pretty
Flash.
well, right? Say it again.
He was in the Flash show.
Oh yeah, but he had a regular role in a TV show that did pretty well, I thought. I'm drawing a blank on what it was because I didn't actually watch the show, but I think it was a pretty successful show.
No. Who else could I say was probably a failed actor? Shawn Michaels, I think, is a failed actor.
What was he in?
So he was in the Marine 6 movie, and he was also in this other movie. You'd have to look it up. It didn't even get a theatrical release. It's like a spoof movie. Came out in 2018, and you're going to hate the title. It's called Avengers of Justice Star Wars.
Wow.
And he plays the character Yoga
That sounds pretty terrible.
Terrible.
Have you ever watched it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's as bad as it sounds.
It's pretty bad. I mean, the main character's name is Superbat.
Superbat?
Yes. You know what his real name is? Like his secret identity? Bruce Kent.
So is it like a parody? Is it supposed to be?
It's a parody. It's a spoof.
Okay.
It's a full, almost 2-hour spoof.
I mean, that's
Shawn Michaels is in it as Yoga.
Yeah, spoofs are rarely any good.
I mean, Monty Python, and you got some of these other ones that were good.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a few. You know, the Not Another Teen Movie and the Scary Movie. You know, that whole. But even those, like, you know, the first one was good, and then they, you know, the sequels just kind of fell off pretty quick. Yeah, spoofs are hard to do.
Yep, Shawn Michaels was in it. The Incredible Master Yoga.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
Because he was a mixture between Yoda and the Hulk.
So the TV show that I was thinking of that Edge was in is called Haven.
Haven?
Haven. I've never seen it, but I did hear, like, at the time that he did a really good job in it, and the show was you know, fairly popular, fairly successful. It's got a pretty decent rating online. So, and then also he was in Vikings, which I also haven't watched, but I've heard great things about.
Played a character named Dwight Hendrick.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if Edge fully would fit into that category of, like, failed actor. I don't know if you can chalk that up to a failure.
I mean, I could definitely try.
Well, I mean, you can.
It's like Christian was in the show too.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I need to check it out at some point. And the Vikings TV show, I've heard great things about. Man, I've got a few friends who.
I like the Vikings TV show.
You seen that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a couple friends who say that it's better than Game of Thrones. So I feel like that's a pretty lofty claim. So.
Yeah, we've gone so off topic.
Yep, that happens.
That's usual. That happens.
Yep.
We haven't even got through the news. We only got Dynamite done.
Yep, we blew through Dynamite. I did watch Rampage this week. I don't know why I did. It just felt like doing it. Well, actually, the card itself seemed like it was going to be okay, man. You had advertised, we had the Elite versus Ethan Page, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy. Which, you know, wasn't a draw for me. You know, it just is what it is. Wasn't a good match for real. I mean, you know, Ethan Page, Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy. Not really a cohesive, like, unit. So I'm not really
in the firm.
Yeah, but I mean, the firm doesn't really seem to be much of a thing anymore. It just seems like now we have Ethan Page with Stokely, and I believe, like, Ethan Page.
Morrissey and
say it again.
Sometimes Morrissey.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't seen him in a few weeks. But yeah, I think the storyline now is that Ethan Page and Stokely have bought Isaiah Cassidy and Matt Hardy's contracts. So they're together, but they're not really together. Like Isaiah Cassidy and Matt Hardy are kind of reluctant participants, and Ethan Page has been kind of taking the credit, for when they, have matches, tag matches or whatever, and they do something really well. Ethan Page will kind of gloat and act like he's, accomplishing something. So yeah, it's they're together, but they're not really. They don't really seem to be like willingly working together. It's almost like Stokely and Ethan Page are kind of holding them captive and making them kind of work with him. But yeah, that match was pretty much a throwaway. Not sure really what the point of all that was. Swerve Strickland versus Brian Pillman Jr. That was a decent match. Probably not as good as it could have been or should have been. And, again, maybe I missed something. I know Julia Hart is now with the House of Black, but where's Griff Garrison? As you mentioned earlier, like, them being kind of short on tag teams. The Varsity Blondes were pretty cool, man. I liked them. And here lately, I haven't seen Griff Garrison, and it's just been Brian Pillman Jr. going singles.
I've kind of given up faith on AEW in the tag team division.
Yeah. I mean, that's understandable, but yeah, I don't know if Griff is hurt, if he's injured, and that's why they're, going this route with Pillman Jr. But yeah, I would like to know. So if anybody knows what's going on there, drop a comment, fill me in, let me know. So yeah, then there was a tag team match, Saraya and Tony Storm versus, I guess, two other the Renegade sisters. Not really sure who they are. I skipped it, didn't even watch it, so couldn't tell you much about it. We'll skip it now. The main reason that I watched Rampage, now that I'm refreshing my memory over here, I wanted to see the main event, which was Christopher Daniels and Roosh. And we've talked about Christopher Daniels before. There was, several weeks ago, kind of wondering where he was at and what he was up to because we hadn't seen him in a while. Almost even, speculating that he wasn't with AEW anymore. But apparently he's still around. That was the main event, man. Not a bad match. It did not live up to my expectations. I thought it, had the makings of something pretty phenomenal. It was just good, like I said, nothing great, but it was good. It was entertaining. That was really about the only thing on Rampage that was worth the watch. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me in AEW this week.
Well, I mean, again, I've given up a little bit of faith in AEW as far as tag team wise and kind of even entertainment wise. I mean, I'll still watch it just to watch the World Championship feud and maybe a few superstars that I like to watch.
Yeah. I mean, they have their problems, they have their flaws. That's kind of where I'm at too, man. I could say the same for WWE in a lot of regards. They're the same but different, like they're flawed in different ways. But yeah, I mostly tune in to AEW for a handful of, my favorites, and that's, just to see like some good wrestling. I do think, AEW has a tendency to actually showcase wrestling a little bit more than WWE does. and it's a different style. WWE very much has their style of wrestling, the sports entertainment stuff. So for me, AEW, you've got Bryan Danielson, Chris Jericho, Claudio Castagnoli. You've got those guys that I am really interested in. The occasional standout stuff, like Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal. You got to tune in for that. But yeah, same with WWE, man. I skip a lot of stuff, and there's a handful of guys that I'm really into over there, and that's why I watch. Whereas, with AEW, I say I tune in there for some good wrestling from time to time. With WWE, it is more about the characters and the storytelling, the entertainment.
WWE is more entertainment, AEW is more wrestling.
Right. So I'm able to pick and choose, and take the good stuff from both. And occasionally AEW will, AEW and WWE will get it right on both accounts. They'll have good, interesting, characters doing some great storytelling and show some good wrestling.
Yeah.
So those are the good moments, man, where it all lines up. So yeah, guess that's it for AEW this past week.
Yeah, we can move on to Raw. Did you watch WWE?
I did. Like I said, I skipped around. I didn't watch everything.
Did you watch Vengeance Day that happened yesterday?
Same. I watched some, but not all.
Okay. I know I didn't watch it because I was at the event.
Right.
The event was happening at the same time as the match, as the pay-per-view, so.
Right. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a pretty entertaining, week for WWE / NXT. No 5-star matches or anything like that, but definitely entertaining.
Yeah, we're building up to the Elimination Chamber in Montreal.
Yep.
And it looks like a lot of people were right. It looks like the Elimination Chamber will have the U.S. title being defended in it.
Yep.
So they announced a few contenders already that earned their spots. Of course, in the chamber, you'll have Austin Theory, your boy.
Right.
You'll have Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano. I think that's Bronson Reed. So they still haven't announced 2 people yet.
Okay, so we got two mystery participants. I think that's already a pretty good lineup, minus Gargano.
Yeah. Why do you think not Gargano?
Old Johnny Leg Slapper. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not a big Gargano fan.
I mean, he's okay.
Yeah, he's not the worst, but he's not, not.
I was gonna say he's got one of the best rivalries of all time in NXT.
Yeah. I mean, his Ciampa, his work with Ciampa was great, but I'm gonna attribute a lot of that to Tommaso Ciampa. Give most of the credit to Ciampa on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good booking and good storytelling too. It was well written.
Yeah. It looks like we might have also Bobby Lashley might be in the chamber, but I don't think so.
Yeah. Wait, what do you think they'll do with him?
I think that at Mania will be Bobby versus Brock. But right now he's having some trouble with MVP maybe joining up in the Hurt Business, maybe not.
Yeah. They need to.
The Hurt Business will take out Brock and will reform.
Yeah. Yeah, that needs to happen. They need to bring them back. It's a good faction and had a lot more legs on it than what they gave it.
Yeah. We had Io Sky defeat Candice LeRae.
Yep. That was, good call. That was the way to go.
Rhea Ripley announcing that she wants Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And I mean, I think I think Rhea Ripley. I'm not. I know you're big on Rhea Ripley. I like Rhea Ripley, but I think she should win it, man. I think they should put the belt on her.
Definitely, I'm 100% behind Rhea becoming champion.
Well, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when, And I think getting the win over Charlotte would really be a nice feather in her cap. That's something to brag about. So.
Yeah. We had Rick Boogs return.
Yep.
I mean,
I like him okay. I liked him better with the long hair.
I mean, I like the short hair too. He just looks like Eddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Like everyone's compared that. He's just buff Eddie Mercury.
Yeah. The Freddie Mercury, the Queen
Freddie
guy?
Mercury, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, no, I definitely see that for sure. But yeah, he looked more like a rocker with the long hair. So.
And you had Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor with Cody beating Finn, and Edge and his wife Beth just coming in and wreaking havoc on Judgment Day.
Yep.
So
yeah, I mean, like I said, good entertaining stuff. Not really a whole lot of quality matches to really sink your teeth into, but they advanced some storylines, and overall it was a pretty good show.
Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about? Did you skip over NXT?
No, I watched. I skimmed, some stuff. I watched some stuff. I didn't watch all of it, but yeah. I mean, there was some good stuff there too.
Yeah.
The Gigi Dolan. I'm drawing a blank on the other girl's name. I don't know why I can never remember her name.
Is it JC Jane?
Yeah. And then Roxanne.
Yeah. Are you talking about Vengeance Day or NXT?
NXT. Yeah. That's Vengeance Day was NXT, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about Wednesday nights NXT.
Oh yeah. No, I did. I didn't watch. I didn't watch the regular episode.
Well, it looks like Mahal, Sangha, and Veer all have a new team name.
Yeah. What's that?
Called Indus Sure.
Okay.
Don't know what that is, so I'm looking it up to figure out what it means. I have nothing.
So they didn't explain it on the show?
Nope.
Okay.
Indus means Indian. I don't. I'm trying to look it up. Trying to see what the meaning would be. What's the language that people from India use?
I don't know. Is it Hindu?
Hindi?
Yeah, Hindu. I don't know. I'm not world travel.
Indian lions. That's what I'm getting. It's like Indian lions, or lions of India.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, learn something new. Yep. So Indus Shear took out the Creed brothers, and looks like also the Creed brothers during the match accidentally hit off Ivy Nile off the side, distracting him so Indus Shear could get the win.
Okay.
Yeah, Zoe Stark versus Indy Hartwell. That was on as well. Indy continuing her loss record with Zoe Stark picking up the win.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Hartwell.
She had the whole thing with Loomis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't really watching full time then. I remember catching some clips of that and thinking it was kind of weird.
Yeah, Dijak versus Von Wagner, which I don't think should have been a match in the first place.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting to put those two together in the go home show.
Yeah, especially since Wagner's supposed to be like this big guy taking out NXT champion and being a dominant force, and then you have Dijak come in and just obliterate him.
Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm definitely enjoying this new Dijak though.
Yeah, but it looks like we're gonna have to take a break from him since he's injured.
Yeah, I was about to say that's really unfortunate for him.
Broke his middle finger.
Yeah, he broke it pretty intensely. It's not like a minor break. It's pretty.
Broke his left middle finger. Like it's like sideways.
Yep.
I think I sent you like an X-ray shot of it.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the X-ray, and then he posted a picture of himself flipping the bird with it. And it's
bad.
Man, yeah, almost
a whole break.
Yep. So yeah, I don't know how long he'll be out. For that, it's pretty unfortunate.
Like that will take maybe 2-3 months.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he was picking up some steam.
Yeah. We had Tyler Bate versus Axiom.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to. Was that as good as I expect it to be?
Oh yeah. That was pretty good. Before that, Tyler Bate confronted Axiom saying, "You know what? You're a lot like someone I knew back in UK named A Kid."
Okay.
So we all know it's A Kid.
Right.
But they're playing it off like Axiom doesn't know who he's talking about.
Right.
And one way to show that would be A Kid is that he has things on his arms.
Yeah.
He's got something covering his forearms. A Kid has tattoos, specific tattoos on his forearms.
Right.
So Axiom has his forearms covered with a cloth.
Right.
Wrestling gear.
That's pretty cool, man. I like that. I like Tyler Bate a lot. I haven't seen him around lately. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Axiom as well. So I'm gonna have to seek that out and give that a watch. I hate that I missed it.
I'm not gonna ruin the winner for you, but it was a really good match.
Yeah, like I said, I would expect it to be.
Drew Gulak seems to have fought Charlie Dempsey. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, who is Charlie Dempsey?
Yeah, because Dempsey's had this whole thing going with Gulak and the guy that wrestles in street clothes.
Okay, yeah.
With Walker. And looks like Gulak put away Dempsey with a roll-up.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you had a fatal four-way. No, what was it? It was a triple threat tag team match to determine the last member for the Vengeance Day Tag Team Championship match.
Right.
So you had the Dyad representing Joe Gacy's group. That's called Schism.
Right.
Versus Chase U versus Malik Blade and Andrus Enoff. Which, funny enough, Chase U ended up winning.
Yeah. Not too surprised there, with that, lineup that you had there. I don't really get the Chase U stuff. We've talked about that before. I don't know. NXT, whoever's booking that seems to be pretty big on and likes them. So that would be who I would expect to win, get that spot. So
it looks like they're really pushing those guys.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Not that I don't think that they're talented. It's just a weird gimmick, man. I don't really get it.
Yeah, I get that. Hopefully they don't turn out to be like a Spirit Squad knockoff.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, if you can, I just don't see that working on the main roster. So I don't know really where you're planning on going with these gimmicks, and I think inevitably if any of those guys get called up, they're gonna have to completely repackage them.
Oh. Need to do some technical work here. John is in the show right now. And apparently our comments have been turned off.
Oh, wow. What'd you do that for, man?
I don't know what I did that for.
Probably didn't even know you did that.
Nope, I'm going in to fix it. Hold on just a minute.
Yeah, man, you're the young buck. You're supposed to be tech savvy.
I also got in here a little late. I was out working.
Yeah. Gathering up some apples.
No, I was at work. I was actually working. It's been heavy on me these past few days. All right, and boom. If y'all refresh y'all's page in a second, y'all should be able to comment. But what John said was Charlie Dempsey is William Regal's son.
Oh, I had no idea.
No idea. I can kind of see it in the hair. I don't see it in the face at all.
Yeah. Maybe if I saw like a side-by-side shot. But yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't even know William Regal had kids.
I can look it up right now. Because I think that's one of the reasons he went back to WWE is for it to. Yep, his dad's William Regal.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I didn't know that. I'll be. That's all we have for NXT. If you want to go over Vengeance Day for what you've seen at Vengeance Day.
Yeah, man. I mean, overall, it's a pretty good show from what I actually watched. I didn't catch the Carter and Chance versus Henley and James. I didn't watch that. Not that I didn't want to, but got a limited amount of time, so some things had to go. I also did not watch Apollo Crews and Carmelo Hayes.
So you didn't watch the mid card?
Yeah, just skipped right over that. I like Apollo Crews. Carmelo Hayes is okay, but the build for that wasn't really doing anything for me.
Oh, then you missed the return of Dabba-Kato.
I don't even know who that is, man.
He was the Commander Aziz.
Vaguely familiar.
I'm gonna say he was the giant. He was the commander for Apollo Crews when he did the Nigerian print stuff.
Yep. Which I wasn't watching NXT at that time. I did catch some clips of that. But yeah, I'm not super familiar with the guy.
That's all right.
But yeah, the we mentioned earlier the Gigi Dolan, JC Jane, Roxanne, NXT Women's Title match. That was pretty good. It wasn't great, but good. Roxanne Perez retained. Not too shocked by that. I expected her to win. So.
Yeah. But so you didn't see the Fallon and James versus Carter and Chance. Right. I would go watch that if I were you. It was a pretty good match.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't want to. Just in the interest of saving some time, I skipped it.
And then we have Wesley and Dijak to hit off the show. Tremendous match by them.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. That was probably my favorite of the night.
That's apparently what people are calling match of the night.
Yeah, that one was great. Wesley won, which I that could have gone either way for me. Like I wouldn't be too sure who to put my money on. Bigger fan of Dijak, but I like both of those guys a lot. Put on a great match, so really didn't care too much who won. I wasn't particularly invested in in one guy over the other. I just wanted to see a good match, and that's what we got. So pretty pleased with that one, man. We talked about earlier, Dijak, broke his finger in that match. So, yeah. Anybody who missed that one, go check that one out. I did not watch the tag team championship match.
Okay, so that was also a mid-card match and was pretty good. You had Gallus versus New Day versus Chase U versus Pretty Deadly.
Yeah.
All of the teams are good to okay. Really, I just wanted to see Gallus versus New Day. I mean, yeah. I don't want to see Pretty Deadly. It's already hard to look at him. But Chase U was good in the match. Pretty Deadly even had some cool moments, I guess. But at the end of the day, it was Gallus that picked up the victory over everyone.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm happy for her.
Yeah. I
actually think Gallus would have a good tag team match against the Brutes, Butch and Holland.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
So I think just about all of NXT NXT Vengeance Day was really good, especially the triple threat between Perez, Dolan, and Jane.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we had the Braun Breaker match, which was pretty good as well.
I kind of slept through that one. I knew that Braun was going to win.
Yeah, that's how I saw it going down too. So I wasn't too invested, in it. And I like both of those guys, but I'm not huge on either. So I mean, it was fine.
But I did see that after the match, Carmelo Hayes came out, and it looks like they're teasing him and Braun for standing to deliver. Which, you know what, give Carmelo the title.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, he's well deserved it. He's a tremendous athlete. He's already put on such great matches. He's made the North American title pretty good again. When he did the run, he had 2 different runs with North American Championship. He's a great heel, and people love him.
Yeah, you're gonna have to maybe recommend some matches. I've not seen a whole lot from him, admittedly, so I'm not like super well versed on him.
I mean, you could talk about his debut match, Carmelo Hayes versus Adam Cole.
Yeah, not a big Adam Cole fan. So.
You're not a big Adam Cole fan.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll do a little looking into that and see if I can find some stuff to watch to really, because I like Carmelo Hayes. Like, I haven't seen anything to like, lead me to believe that he's, NXT Championship material, but.
Go to a match either between him and Solo Sikoa or him versus Ricochet.
Okay. Yeah.
Those matches are pretty good.
That sounds like good recommendations. So, yeah, I'll check those out and get back to you on how I feel about him. Because I've only seen maybe like a match or 2 with him in it. And like I said, he's good. He's not bad at all. But he didn't wow me. So.
Yeah, either a match with him versus Ricochet or him versus Solo. Both of those matches are really good. Really shows that he is a tremendous athlete. Even a match with him and Wesley, that was a good match.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll be sure to do a little research on him.
He's definitely a top star. He's going to be like great when he gets to the main roster.
Okay.
But that's all for NXT in total. I guess the last thing we can hit, unless you watched Impact, which I did not watch Impact.
Yep, no Impact this week.
John watched Impact, I think.
Oh yeah.
You can stop talking about Impact.
Yeah.
We had SmackDown happen which we have new #1 contenders for the Usos SmackDown tag team titles. Not the undisputed ones, but the SmackDown ones.
Yeah.
And that would be Ricochet and Braun Strowman. The
Yep.
unlikely duo get a championship match. Why is it that Braun's always in a tag team match with an unlikely duo?
Yeah, I mean, that does seem to be a common thread with him.
Nicholas, Ricochet, Rollins.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, though, man. I like them teaming together. It's really grown on me a lot since they first put them together. And I thought, that first pairing of the two of them was just going to be a one-off. I really didn't expect, it to become a thing. But yeah, I'm liking the team, man. I think it's pretty cool for them to have some success at it too.
Yeah, I have strong feelings about tag team division, and then you have two single stars that are just being combined to do the tag team division because there's not good tag teams right now. Well, there are good tag teams, but they're not being used right.
Yeah, but I would probably argue that Ricochet and Strowman as singles competitor were not being used right. So, at least pairing the two of them together gives you another tag team to work with. And, as of right now, I mean, they seem to be being, used just fine. So, I don't know. It's like I said, it's a cool pairing, and should make for a good match, good championship match.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly don't know who's going to win that because you have Jey Uso and you got the whole bloodline thing going down.
Right.
And this match is supposed to happen like this Friday.
Yeah.
So we could get Jey walking out on Jimmy or Jimmy walking out on Jey.
Yeah, and I mean, there's with everything going on right now, I mean, it's definitely possible that something like that could cause them to lose the match. So
yeah,
could start to see the bloodline crumble a little bit more.
Which I think everyone says this is cinema. This is great cinema, which I agree. This is excellent entertainment. The story has been fantastic. It's taken off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is an opportunity to have one of those moments where you actually have a good match along with some good storytelling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the idea. I don't know, about Braun, but Ricochet versus the Usos, that could lend to some pretty cool spots.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel if they do win or don't win. I know it'd be cool. Yeah, Strowman will have a title. Ricochet will have a title. Ricochet will be a one title off from being a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it probably all depends on what happens with the storyline. From there.
You're right. We had Charlotte Flair defeat Sonya Deville in a title match, which no surprise.
Yeah, that was a skipper for me.
Yeah, the Viking Raiders defeat the Brawling Brutes in a tag team match. And then afterwards, the Banger Bros. Come on.
the brothers of
what he's doing.
the brothers of Bang.
That sounds a lot worse. Drew and Sheamus comes out and attack the Viking Raiders. You had Natalya going to the Elimination Chamber, beating 3 other women in a fatal 4-way match. So Natalya on SmackDown will be going to the Elimination Chamber to challenge for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, actually, I watched that one. It was decent, but glad that Natalya came out on top there. I'm a big Natalya fan, so pretty pleased that she got the win. But yeah.
Yeah, and then to close off the show, we had Roman Reigns wanting to either talk about Cody or Sammy, and it looks like he couldn't really get anything about Cody, so he just started talking about Sammy. And now we have Roman saying that Sammy broke up the bloodline, and Sammy comes out, attacks him, spears Roman, and challenges Roman to a match at Elimination Chamber for the titles.
And that was moment of the night for SmackDown, and that was probably moment of the week for wrestling in general. The bloodline storyline has really been hot lately. Probably hotter than ever right now. Seeing a lot of kind of correlation between what's happening now and what happened with WWE back, I guess it was 2014, 2015, when you had I guess the crowd got behind Daniel Bryan. It's what started the whole yes movement. WWE was going a completely different direction. I think it was Orton the holding both titles at that time. Is that correct? Yeah. Randy Orton.
Orton was holding the world title and WWE title.
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, WWE was going to push Roman, versus Orton. Is that still when they were like really behind Roman Reigns?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, the fans got behind Daniel Bryan, and WWE had to basically change plans, correct course, and throw Daniel Bryan into the championship picture, which resulted in Daniel Bryan winning the titles and being the guy for a little while. I've already started to see people turn on Cody. People don't really want to see Cody versus Roman. Everything's about Sammy right now. And I don't think
this is what they're doing. I talked about this with John yesterday. They're going to have the triple threat at Mania where Sammy's just going to inject himself into it somehow, and Sammy's going to come out on top. And he's just going to make Cody a heel.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens, man. This is, probably the most interested I've been in WWE in quite some time. And it has a lot of, like I said, parallels to that Daniel Bryan moment, which was a pretty good time in WWE for me. I'm a big Daniel Bryan fan. I was a big Daniel Bryan fan at the time, and so yeah, I could see this, being that same moment for Sammy. I don't know that it's the way that I would go if it weren't for Sammy being as over as he is with the fans. But considering where we're at, how that he is as over as he is with the fans, I think it probably makes the most sense, man. You got to give the fans what they want, and somehow, we've got to work all this out. So, it's pretty interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I think the going the 3-way, because I believe that's what happened with Daniel Bryan when he won the championships. Wasn't it a 3-way? Or was it a? No, I think it was Daniel Bryan had to face, was it Triple H?
Yeah, so John's just saying I think it was a combo of Batista or Triple H. Yeah, it was basically Evolution versus Dan Bryan at the time, because Bryan had to get through Triple H to get to the title match. If Triple H won, he'd be in. If Daniel Bryan won, he'd be in.
Yeah, and it was Batista, Blue Tista.
Yep.
Yep. It's all coming back. Yeah, it was 30. Yeah. So he had to pull like double duty and beat
first match of the night, last match of the night.
Right. So it worked really well then. So I think something along those lines, maybe not necessarily doing the exact same thing, but something along those lines for the Sammy situation would be the way to go.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, man. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, we'll see where the story goes. We'll see if Kevin Owens will be a loyal friend to Sammy once again, or once Sammy turns to fame like they did in NXT, Kevin Owens just stabs him in the back.
I think that's the way to play it, man. Have them get along, for now, but at the right time, man, you got to have Kevin Owens do the betrayal and just put Sammy in the dirt.
Yeah. And that was one of the best rivalries as well.
Yeah.
Okay, John, that's not confirmed yet, but that's what people might be thinking. I don't want to see that, though. Night 1, Sammy. Night 2, Cody. I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see a night 1 or night 2 of anything. I want them to go back to the good old days where it was just one event.
I mean, I kind of like night 1 and night 2, just so they can get more matches in.
Yeah, I'm a quality over quantity, and is the way I'd prefer to see it. And I wish they'd move the pay-per-views back to Sunday. I don't like the Saturday night stuff.
Yeah, I don't either. Some people can't watch it. You can't watch it most of the time because you're at work.
I work every Saturday, so it's just not it's not a huge deal. I mean, I typically watch wrestling after the fact anyway, but I did have a buddy of mine wanted to watch the Rumble, invited me over, and as much as I would have loved to have done it, I just couldn't do it because I had already had work scheduled.
Yep.
So.
No, that's the news, and that's just about all I got.
Yeah. So have you heard any updates on the Hulkster brother?
He's fine now. I think they've got everything settled with him medically. It wasn't as bad as it seemed to be. It was like he was going to make a recovery.
Yeah, I didn't look into it too much. But yeah, from what I saw, he's I think rumors were going around that he was paralyzed from the waist down after having a back surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I think he put out a video recently walking to just kind of show everybody that he was okay. So I don't know. I don't know if there was some shred of truth to that. Maybe temporary paralyzation.
Maybe it was just the muscles that shut down and he couldn't really.
Yeah.
Maybe an anesthesia didn't wear off on some of his body.
Yeah. Not sure. I mean, not sure, but glad to hear he's doing okay.
He's still kicking.
Yeah. There's rumors that he's becoming a Scientologist. Have you heard that? No.
What kind of bullcrap did you just say?
Well,
What kind of unearthly comment did you just make?
Hulk Hogan has been dating a girl for a while now who is a prominent Scientologist, and he's been spotted hanging out with Tom Cruise and some other the Scientology cultists. So there's rumor going around that he might be a new recruit. So
The last thing I thought I'd see is anything that would say Dr. Hogan or Professor Hogan or anything.
Yeah, well,
I went to his beat shop too. I thought it was all right.
yeah. Well, I mean, apparently
Everything's
that's
overpriced.
yeah. Apparently that's a hop, skip, and a jump from the Church of Scientology. So I guess that's not too far fetched.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that's not true. Yeah.
I can't unsee it now. I'm just seeing Hulk Hogan in a lab costume. Hulk Hogan just wearing a white lab coat. It looks as stupid as Arnold wearing one.
I can't help but imagine, like, the famous Tom Cruise on Oprah jumping up and down on the couch, but Hulk Hogan instead of Tom Cruise.
So, there's no other way to put it. So dumb.
Yep.
No. Just no.
Yeah, the Jericho Cruise is going on right now.
The what?
The Chris Jericho Cruise.
Jericho Cruise.
Yeah, the Rockin' Rager at Sea.
Ah, so him and his band.
Well, it's I went on the second Jericho Cruise, for my honeymoon. They did an episode of AEW Dynamite from the cruise ship. But yeah, this I think was the fourth one, and they held a competition, a tournament. I can't remember who all the participants were in the tournament, but the tournament was to crown the first ever Oceanic champion. So I'm assuming this is going to be a thing moving forward with all the cruise events. They're going to have an Oceanic champion who defends, that title at all the events. Matt Cardona is the first Oceanic champion.
Really?
Yep. So cool little bit of news there. Like I said, I don't remember who all was in that match. I think it was a fatal four-way.
Look it up. You are right. Oh, it's
So,
going to be Jericho and Donhausen versus the Guns.
yeah, that was a match scheduled for the cruise as well. But yeah, the 4-way, I think was Dante Martin, Matt Cardona, Flip Gordon, and I'm not sure who the fourth was.
That's kind of cool. I didn't know.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. We're gonna at some point in the future try to go on another one, man. It's highly recommend it to anybody that's thinking about pulling the trigger and going on one. It's a lot of fun, man. It's worth the money, worth going to.
Yeah, I talked about with my dad. We're gonna try and save up some money for WrestleMania 40. Not this year's WrestleMania, but next year's WrestleMania. We're gonna try and get some tickets.
Nice.
So his goal is just to get the tickets.
Yeah.
My goal is to get floor seats.
Oh yeah.
Ringside, like right at the barrier.
Yep.
It's my overall goal.
It's gonna be some money, for
it's
sure.
Gonna be in the thousands, dude.
Yeah. I know front row for Monday Night Raw is $500. So
WrestleMania.
Yeah, Mania is going to be in the thousands for sure. But I mean, if you're going to do it, I mean, you might as well go big. It is.
It'll be in South Philadelphia.
Yeah,
we're going to also take a car ride as well.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing is you got to pay that much money to end up in Philadelphia.
So I'm going to look up some of these ticket prices right now. Looks like they don't have anything for floor seats right now of price. But already I'm looking at it, and it's like the lower stadium seats, like still in the bleachers, are already up to like $2,000.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I would guess somewhere around in the like $4,000 to $5,000.
I guess 10,000, dude.
Yeah, you think so? I mean, you're probably right.
All right, so one of these floor seats. Okay, so one of the floor seats are $2,000. So some floor seats go up to 2,000.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to see what ringside seats are.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's probably worth it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just something on the bucket list. Is one thing on my bucket list is going to WrestleMania, and then in the future participating at WrestleMania. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's
not necessarily main event. I'd love to main event if I make it there, but just going to WrestleMania and participating in WrestleMania would be a dream come true.
Yeah, man. Just to be on the card would be, a life moment.
Just seeing, like, I think that would be a moment that would make me cry.
Yeah.
Is realizing, oh my God, I'm going to wrestle at WrestleMania. I'm going to put on a show at WrestleMania. And that on a poster somewhere, you'll see my face, the match card, and then you just see me facing Brock Lesnar. I get my butt kicked, and it's just going to be amazing. Like, I don't care if I win or lose. I don't care what's going to happen at Mania. I just would like to be on the card in the future.
Yeah.
If I make it there.
Yeah, man. That's an achievement either way, man.
Oh, unless you got anything else to bring up or any other news that we have.
No, I think that's all that's coming to mind.
Yeah. I mean, I've got nothing. All right, no topic planned for today. It's just been bombardment with work.
Yeah,
Had very little time to think about. So I guess maybe I have to plan way more ahead of what we're going to do for next week because I want to have a topic next week, but I got to plan way ahead.
Yeah, no, I feel you though, man. It's a busy week for me. Every week is busy, but yeah, this week was particularly busy.
Yeah. All right. Oh.
It's pretty awesome Bam Bam shirt, by the way.
Ah, thank you. Got it at Ollie's bargain outlet 2 years ago.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got this in a Cactus Jack shirt. My dad has the Cactus Jack shirt and sold it. But I got the Bam Bam.
Nice, man. Yeah, that's I don't know that I've ever actually even seen a Bam Bam shirt before.
But this one?
Any Bam Bam shirt. Like that's pretty cool.
Rare to see.
Yep.
Not many people talk about Bam Bam.
No, I mean, occasionally his name gets brought up, and people either have high praise or crap all over the guy, which I don't understand because I think he's one of the greats.
I don't know what happened. You probably didn't see it, but my entire screen just went black and just went crazy. Yeah, talking about Bam Bam, I don't have much to say about Bam Bam unless other than he had a little bit of a run in WCW and WWE, and he's a legend either way. No memorable championship run now, I don't think.
No, he just put on some good matches. He was a good worker. He's a good big man.
He had a great attire.
Yeah.
I think he was most known for his tattoo, his head tattoo.
Right. Yeah, he was pretty awesome, man. I just watched a couple of weeks ago. I watched a match. I'm gonna look it up and see if I can recall who was in it. But it was a 6-man tag match in Japan, and it involved Bam Bam Bigelow and Owen Hart.
Really?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank now on who it was. So, yep, it was Bam Bam Bigelow, Owen Hart, and Pat Tanaka versus Jushin Thunder Liger, Kingo Kimura, and Riki Choshu. I've got a Jushin Liger Blu-ray, like best of, and it was on there. It was the first time I'd ever seen that match. It was really good, man. Yeah, there's some other like Bam Bam Japanese stuff. If you ever come across, you should definitely watch. I think he teamed with Owen fairly often.
Is it Bam Bam or was it Yoko?
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Because I know Yoko teamed with Owen a lot.
Yeah, that was WWE. This is like in, I believe, New Japan or one of the Japanese.
Okay.
So this is well before the WWE days. So.
Okay. was gonna say, a coworker of mine is a big fan of Yokozuna.
Yeah, I mean Yokozuna again. I'd put in that same category as somebody who doesn't get enough credit, doesn't get enough praise. He was huge. Yokozuna was a big guy.
I think I was told that at the end of his career, he was weighing at like 700 pounds.
Yeah, I believe it. He was pretty great though, man. I mean, not just for his character work and his character portrayal, but if you go back and watch Yokozuna's matches, like the guy could move for somebody that size. He used to do super kicks.
Super kicks, yeah. I was gonna bring that up.
And really like some of the best super kicks you'll ever see, man. Yeah, Yokozuna's awesome. He doesn't get enough credit, doesn't get enough praise.
Yeah, I was told about Yoko and talked to my coworker about it, and he was like, "Yeah, it was so funny because Yoko's Samoan, and they made him out to be this like Japanese sumo wrestler."
Yep.
I'm like, "Yeah, kind of weird, ain't it?" He's like, "Yeah, but it worked. They shaved him, and it already looked like he had a tan because he's a Samoan, he's an Islander, and so all they did was shave him and put him in a sumo outfit, and it worked."
Yeah. Mr. Fuji, let Mr. Fuji do the talking.
Dude, Mr. Fuji was ripped.
Yeah.
I didn't know how ripped he was under that thing.
Yeah. Fuji is also like a great man, legend.
Yep, the Salt.
Yeah. I just watched a match where he was managing Demolition. He's wearing the face paint.
I think Fuji trained with Yoko and even spotted Yoko in a lot of his workouts.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right, I guess we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah. Wish I had a topic, but didn't have time to make one or even come up with one. So I guess this was just catch up.
Yep. Just ketchup, no mustard.
I don't know about that. Love myself some mustard.
Well, mustard's great, but we didn't have any mustard this week.
You're right.
All out of mustard.
Got some peanut butter.
Ketchup and peanut butter. It's a great combo.
Well,
I mean,
might be something to try.
Yeah, who knows? I just had pickled peaches for the first time.
Really?
Yeah, pretty good. I like all things pickled though, so I've yet to come across a pickled item that I didn't like. So,
have you had pickled pig's feet?
I've not. I've never been brave enough to try those. But
I've had pickled pig's feet. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just it's a pig's foot.
I think what's deterred me is the presentation. If you were to kind of take the meat off the foot and just give me some pickled pig's feet like meat, I think I'd be okay with it. But the fact that it typically when you see it, it's the whole foot.
It's the entire foot.
Yeah, that's
cooked foot and pickle.
Yeah, that's what deters me.
I had it. It's not terrible, but it's not definitely something I would eat on the regular. Like you won't see me with a jar of a pickled jar and just bring out pig's feet and just chewing them on stream.
Right. Pickled eggs.
I don't like pickled eggs.
I love.
I'm very picky about how I eat my eggs.
Yeah.
I'm very picky about how I eat a lot of food. Chicken is one of them, and so is bacon. I like my bacon real crispy, real burnt, real crunchy.
Yeah.
I don't like it real soft and chewy.
I'm right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that chewy? You like the chewy parts at the end, a little bit of fat at the end, but you like that crunch in the middle.
Yeah, just a nice, more of like, kind of chewy, kind of crunchy. I'm not too crazy about the fat. I always pick that off and toss it.
That's what my brother and my dad and my mom, they all like the fat on it. I'm like, no, ew. I like it all the way cooked through.
Yeah.
Kind of like you break it, dust comes off. You eat it. It's kind of like charcoal or like real burnt.
Yeah, that's probably a little too much for me, but I like turkey bacon. So.
You are a monster. I hate turkey bacon. Pigs are pets. I did see a pet pig when I came back from Tennessee at a Pamper Pets.
Yeah.
Yep. Big old hog.
Yeah.
Big old pig. Sniffed my foot and everything.
I was vegan for 4 years, and we ate mushroom bacon, which actually, you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference, man. I'm sure I could give you a baked potato with some mushroom bacon bits on it, and you'd never even know.
I probably would notice.
Nah.
I mean, I noticed when my burger was swapped for like a bean and mushroom burger.
That's a pretty.
I bit into it, and I was immediately like, "It isn't meat."
Yeah, no, it's hard to fake the hamburger meat. That's a dead giveaway. That one's pretty hard to trick you on.
Yeah, which I like the Impossible Whopper when that was around. The Impossible Whopper was great. I would get the Impossible Whopper all the time.
Terrible for you.
Yeah, it was bad. Gives you high cholesterol, even though it's not even meat. None of it's meat anyway, but.
And then large amounts of estrogen.
Yes.
You eat that Impossible Burger for a good year, and you'd be walking around here like Sonny Kiss.
Well, I had it a lot.
Not Sonny Kiss level though.
No.
Not that much.
No. But I had it. I had the Impossible Whopper a good bit. I think it was like almost a year and a half where I'm like, every time I go to Burger King, I'll get it. But I don't really have Burger King every week or every day.
All right. It was 2013 the last time I had McDonald's or Burger King.
I'm saying there's a Burger King like 4 miles away from me.
Yeah.
It's like a 6-7 minute drive. Get there, get back. It's not far.
Yeah, I'm always been a Hardee's man.
I haven't. I'd rather go to Wendy's.
Well, agree to disagree. We'll
Taco Bell. I'll go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, we'll end on that note because we're not going to see eye to eye on that.
No, I guess fast food. We're not together on that one.
No.
We had.
I'm not a big fan. So
we had McDonald's yesterday on the way back from the event.
Ugh.
We didn't even get the Big Mac. We got the double quarter pounder.
No thanks.
I have my own beliefs on fast food and what to get, what not to get. Like Taco Bell, I'm only gonna get the $1 thing, and that's just the cheesy roll up.
No, all of Taco Bell, like the whole menu is the same. It's the same thing, just reconfigured.
Look, all I get from Taco Bell is like I'll get an order of 10 to 12, sometimes a little bit more, of the $1 cheesy roll-ups, which is just 3 types of cheese rolled into a tortilla and heated up.
It's just cheese and bread.
Just cheese and bread. I just get like 15 of those. If I'm real, like there's one time where I got like 22. And I was just scarfing them down. I got heartburn after that.
I bet.
And just
didn't poop for days.
Oh no, a total opposite actually.
Yeah. Well, it is Taco Bell. So
about 10 minutes later, opened the floodgates.
Yeah, you would think with all that cheese, but I guess the Taco Bell, juice that they cook that stuff in kicked in.
No, it's not only that; it's the sauce. It's Taco Bell sauce.
Because
I put some hot sauce on it sometimes, and it's the hot sauce that does it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's dip out before we turn into a food review podcast.
Go check out someone else that does that. We're not that. We're fat, but we're not that fat.
Go watch Ryback on YouTube.
Go watch that fat guy that does mukbangs. What's his name? Nikado Avocado. That man's gonna die.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Nikado Avocado is?
Nope.
He's not. He can't even be real, man. He's so. I can't talk about him the way I want to talk about him because. I will just end it here. Thank you all for watching. I'm Big Bubba Brogdon.
Yep, Boosh Dingo, the Luchador. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully without much talk of food. Bye.